God only knows what great things we could manage under such conditions. We're becoming incredibly technologically powerful. And what would it be if we became, what would it be like if we became equally wise? Well, that would really be something. God only knows what we could manage in the next 20 years or the next 100 years, you know? We're running at 40%, most of us, you know, because we're half in and half out. And it's not surprising because life is difficult. It's like, well, what if you were 90% in or 95% in or all in? Because you're all in anyways, right? It's a life and death game. No one gets out of this. Everyone dies. You might as well commit yourself. And you might as well commit yourself to the highest good that you can attain, because why not? It'll imbue your life with meaning. It's hard, the responsibility's there, but all the meaning's in the responsibility, and that'll make your life better. It'll make your family's life better, and it should make your culture better. Maybe it make the world better. It's like, that'll justify your damn miserable existence at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're wondering what the hell you're doing here. And that's a good thing, because there's going to be days when you're aching and tired and sore, and there's people in your family that are sick, and you're cynical and bitter, and you need a reason to get up, and you think, yeah, well, a little more heaven and a little less hell, maybe I can pull that off today and tomorrow and next week. And that's worth struggling forward for.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, abit_hex. Today we will talk about the 5 reasons why I'm getting bullish again. And first I have to say I'm an early investor in Hex. So can you guys think how bullish I am? Like, we finally found the bottom. We have so many things coming up. And I probably have to say as well that I'm probably hyping up myself. Look, I'm wearing even my Pump Hex shirt today, and I just worked on pumphex.com, the second best domain that we have in Hex. I'm finishing off the week strong with at least 5 streams in a row with names like Walrus, Dipcatcher, Access Alive, amazing names we had on this channel here the whole week. And obviously we have you guys as well being in the chat, cheering me on, sending me all those DMs, saying how thankful you are. And I'm thankful as well. That's why I'm doing my show as often as I can, because obviously I have a lot of other things to do when it comes to KSV TV, organizing events. We have the Hex Cruise going on, and you guys already see these are all things that I am excited about. And that's why I thought I will share my thoughts with you today, tell you the 5 reasons why I am excited, why I'm getting bullish. And I think we should jump right into the stream and into the reasons. Let's look into the chat first. So Yori is here, my biggest fan. Thanks for being here, baby. Awesome. Crypto Compassion in the house as well. Mike, what's up? How is it going, everybody? If you guys have any questions, put them into the chat right away. I will bring them up as they come. And other than that, I have my 5 reasons. And spoiler alert, there are actually 8 reasons. You will get some extra, because with me, I never run out of reasons why I am bullish on Hex. Another reason why I'm bullish on Hex is because the only Juanito here, for example, he's saying, hey, Evid, how is it going? And now what I wanted to say is, it is truly because of you guys showing up in the chats, showing up on Twitter generally. Every single Hexican in the Hex community gets so much love, so much engagement. Other coins can only dream of such. And this is actually one of the reasons. And while I'm sharing my screen and while I'm just going along with my show, all my 5, like I said, 8 reasons will come up eventually, and we will take them off the list. And we will then come up with a lot of reasons actually why I am bullish on Hex. So let's do this here. So first, obviously, I'm working on things like the intro here. That's something I've been working on the last couple of days. I love this intro so much. How about you guys? Jordan B. Peterson obviously is talking about something different than crypto, but since he's saying 95% in, 90% in, all in, And this is exactly how I feel that a lot of us Hexicans are all in and are enjoying the price right now. And the price is exactly one of the reasons why I'm bullish in Hex. Look at this beautiful price chart. We are at 5.5 cents again. Almost, we broke it already, but we probably found the bottom. This was the lowest point. It was 1 cent and 6. And man, did we suffer a lot in this bear market, didn't we? 96% down from all-time high to all-time low. Crazy. This is crypto, and this is what our portfolio had to hold true. And now we are up again 225%. This is a 3.2x, guys. From the bottom to this local high here, this 3.2x. This is what I am experiencing in my portfolio. So the price is the number one reason why I'm getting bullish again. I had a lot of talks with Access Alive, with Dipcatcher, with a lot of other people in the community. They all do TA. I'm less of a TA guy. I'm more of the cryptos, all the ticker symbol guy. You know, people buy it because they are hoping the price goes up. Hex is the best coin, and that's why the price goes up. This is my argument. But people are doing TA, so I have to give it to them. And they're saying bottom is in. They're also saying we broke the resistance. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying. And we will go to the moon. So the price is definitely one of the reasons. And as we go through all the other tabs that I have opened here, we will encounter more and more reasons why I'm bullish. This was just 1 out of 8. I know you clicked the title because it says 5, but this was just clickbait. You will get even more reasons why I'm bullish. Isn't that nice of me? But first, before we go into the next reason, let's look into the chat here and what the chat is saying. Tell me about DB Zen and Unicorns while the Phoenix files. Well, for stuff like this, you have to go to somebody else because I minted Zen, but I'm not too much into the weeds. You know, I'm the guy who says crypto is like a ticker symbol that you buy and hope that the price goes up. I say that up front. This is what I believe because, you know, in the end, the masses, they bring in the adoption, they bring in the price appreciation. And in Zen, we first have to see something like this. In Hex, I know there is a community already ready to buy the depths. We see that here. And Zen still has to prove that. All right, let's see. Let's bring up the screen share again here because we can go to the next tab here. And here you see already one of the reasons. Now, that's just a joke. I want to promote pumphex.com, guys. This is one of the reasons why I'm bullish. It's not on my list. You get that for extra as well. Let's click on the fundamentals here. I think that's pretty fun. And here you can see why I'm getting so excited because I'm just hyping up myself as well. I'm creating funny little pictures for you guys to look at. So we are all happy through the bear market. So Hex has minted an ABIT Hex, and I have created pumphex.com. Have also created the 5555 and out of that, the amazing car here was created. The community loved it. They got the car back. We minted a lot of other coins. You see which ones I mean here in the picture. We also did the Pulse Masters, the first golf event. We had guys like Dipcatcher, Access Alive. We had Freddy Quotes. We had Mediola incoming. We had a lot of people coming in. And the next event, hexcruise.com, coming up in I think like 2 months. And obviously all of this is really excited because this then follows up with 1 million pulls through the next tour that we have going on in the future. I'm really excited about that. So whenever you're watching KSP TV, whenever you're watching ABIT Hex, then you are actually supporting the 1 million pulls tour already. So thank you guys for that. Is there something else that I want to show you on the site? Something really cool. Look, we can go to the downloads. And I have worked on this for 3 years. I've given out over 100,000 business cards. You can download them here and give them away for free. You can also download these Richard Hart videos. I created 20 shorts. If you just download them and post them on your social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it's free content for you. It will generate clicks. The algorithm now works for us Hexicans because the algorithm will feed it to thousands of other people. Here you see this video has 1.9, 3.4, and I have other Hexicans that showed me already these videos get like 50,000, 100,000 of clicks or views. And these are all eyeballs. Look, some other perks. We have the power of T-share presentation. We will see that later on in the video as well, why this is so magical. I have a clip of Access Alive talking about exactly this. And here you guys can download that presentation for free. Obviously, we have all our favorite logos here. But what I want to show you is exactly this here. Here we go. So we have Hex Gift Pack 1, 2, 3. We have Hex Meme Pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is work. These are digital arts, GIFs and memes, over 100 GIFs, over 200 memes that I worked on the last 3 years. You can all download them for free. And again, spread them on Twitter. On Twitter, they work really good. You can often just answer something in a GIF or in a meme. You just post them everywhere. They're working nice to get some engagement. So I can just recommend that to you guys. And then some other things that I want to talk about before we get into the second reason why I am excited for Hex and why I'm getting really bullish is the Hex Cruise. I have mentioned it already in the Pumpermentals, hexcruise.com. I think that's the third best domain that we have in the Hex ecosystem. We are going to the Bahamas April 24th to April 28th. Almost no tickets left anymore. If you are interested, please visit hexcruise.com and maybe contact Kaylin, because I hear there are some more tickets available, but I do not know about the current update. So just contact Kaylin for this, and you can maybe also already learn about the next event that is going on. Let's see. And here we have KSB TV. I just want to steer you to the side. This is what we are working on a lot. Here's all our planning going on. Here we have also a shop, for example, that you can buy merchandise. We are getting to another level where we are actually crypto YouTubers now. Now, I actually still like to call it financial scientists. I think that describes it way better. But here is something that everybody can do. We have the Hexi Awards here, and this is just something that Kaylin has created to, to, what do you say? Honor all the work that the Hexican community is doing. We have here questions like, who is the funniest streamer? Who is the most onboarding guy in Hex? Who is the sexiest guy or woman or anything like this? And with this Hexi Awards, we want to celebrate all the efforts. So you guys can vote for your favorite Hexican. A lot of votes have been already put into here. And we then will, on the Hex Cruise, give out those awards. I think we have like 20 awards to give away. And if you want to vote for 8-Bit Hex here, man, you guys just go ahead. I will not say anything against it. I would actually enjoy that a lot. All right, so let's see what else we have going on in the chat here. You guys, if you have any questions, just put them into the chat right now, and I will bring them up right away whenever I check for them. I really hope the million pulls through happens soon. Yori, I hope that as well. That's actually all I'm waiting for. I do not wait for anything else but for exactly that. I don't even care about Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain has to come out first, and then we will do the million pulls. So my life starts again when we are on the road. That's what I always say, just to get the hype going a little bit. Obviously, since today is our video, 5 reasons why I am getting bullish on Hex again. Wow, that's really good. Those cards make it easy for people. I think so too, Pete. I think so too. And I have seen already a lot of Hexicans on Twitter. They downloaded those cards, printed them out by themselves. So like all free marketing for Hex, gave them out, and then they tagged me on Twitter as well. I love to repost those pictures. So if you guys want to do it, definitely tag me, please, so I can repost as well. Ufo is saying, thumbs up. Thanks for being here, man. Can't wait to join the million pulls. Oh man, Crypto Compassion, I have seen you on our events already. So man, the million pulls is going to be bigger than you could ever imagine. We got so good by now by planning events, finding the right words to describe our projects and stuff like this. It's going to be magical. We have here the perpetuals. Yes, watch the stream that I did with Dipcatcher, I think just yesterday. First, we talked about the DCA algorithm that he just released, amazing tool. I got one myself. And then we also talked about Maximus and the perpetuals. I think it's a good opportunity right now. The best way to respond to Hex haters with those gifts, 100%, yes. And even to the Hexicans, they love them as well when you post them. The camaraderie of Hexicans seems like it's starting to moan back, which makes me more bullish on Hex. Exactly. The only Juanito, this is a point that I have here on my list. You're taking it already from me. Number 4 is actually the community. And obviously later we will get into the topic exactly what do I mean, why I'm getting bullish on the Hex community. It's going to be really interesting because you guys see I have a lot of tabs still prepared for you guys. So KSB TV is in the chat as well, and they're posting the link. Unfortunately, KSB TV is on ABET, not a moderator, so I will have to change that in the future. Maybe later on when I remember, I will do that. Here, Marzanor is saying, vote for ABET. I would really enjoy that. Please, please, please do that. Yeah, the Hex Cruise is going to be amazing. One thing only, what is your first choice, Pulse Chain or Million Pulse Tour? One thing only. Well, that's a little bit of a tricky question because the Million Pulse Tour can only happen when the Pulse Chain is out, right? And at the end, I must be real though. Obviously, it is Pulse Chain. If I can choose only one, it's Pulse Chain, and then I would probably not do the Million Pulse Tour, which would make me so sad. But why would that happen? I don't know. This is just one of those doomsday scenarios that will never happen. I will be on the Million Pulse Tour. I'm probably the one who's initiating it, actually, because I'm putting the thought out of the Million Pulse Tour already, even though it's not even the time to do so. Pulse Chain and Pulse X will be so beautiful, David. I know, right? Like, I just know what we encountered the last 3 years with Hex. Right? Hex was the most hated crypto in all of crypto. Richard Hart was called a scammer. He was doomed. Hex was about to fail like thousands of times. People would sell it down and then it did 10,000x. And now imagine something similar like this happening with Pulse and Pulse X. I cannot imagine, guys. I cannot imagine. And today, we will talk about whales, for example, the actual God whale, the Genesis whale. He is in Hex, and we will talk about him, and then we will hopefully get into some other nice topics. I'm done with the questions for now, so what I will now do again is share the screen share, and we are coming to the next reason why I am more bullish than ever, actually, when it comes to Hex. We have already talked about my YouTube channel, right? You can go down here in the video description and look at all the links that I just showed you. But actually, we want to go through all the links. So here we go. We are done with KSB TV. Next one to look at is hexpostcards.com. Guys, this is just community effort. I said it already. Community is number 4 reason why I'm excited for Hex. These are things that are just happening by itself. Somebody put it out, a project called Hex Postcards. People are distributing, are helping with the project by sending money, by being in a chat, by giving ideas, by giving designs, for example. Also, obviously, by distributing and helping financially. But this then came out to already send out 400,000 postcards to the wealthiest people in America. I think this is really, really cool. And this is really helping to bring the eyeballs to Hex. All right, so the next part, and I have talked to Access Alive. I have talked to a lot of guys, KSB TV, Lion today, for example, on our German show, and they're all jumping to one conclusion. Something is going on that is not normal. We have reached the bottom. The people are still in denial. Some are angry. We have some people that are really angry in the community, but most are in denial. And what that means is something really important. The market sentiment is about to change. I have the next screen share here prepared for you because this is a little part of the interview with Access Alive. So it is 4 minutes long. If this doesn't get you hyped up, I don't know what is. Because Access Alive will talk about the God whale, for example. We will talk about liquidity, and all these things are reasons for me why I am bullish in Hex, because something like this has to line up first perfectly with the next bull run, right? It's all around the corner. It's looking really, really good. But then all those internal games that are being played by the whales with the liquidity, is just amazing. So let's play the clip here, just 5 minutes. Maybe I will stop it and discuss with you. If you have questions, I will also look in the questions and see if you guys are asking something smart. So is the screen shared yet? Let's do it. The Godway was one of the reasons where you said I have to look into Hex, right? This was about 3 to 4 months after Hex started. This was also really close to the lowest price, I believe, of Hex. So really
in the
interesting.
beginning. If you want to pull up my screen, I can show you where it happened on the chart. So I didn't know who it was that did this to the chart, but some guy came along, pumped the price like crazy, and I was like, what the heck just happened? And then I went back and looked at it later on, and the community was talking about this guy. Basically, the price was trading like this, just, ticking along, no big deal. And then all of a sudden you started to get a pump, and in one day, this big candle printed. And this was a guy that put in 10,000 Ethereum and market bought and pushed the price up 120% in one candle. That was amazing. I was like, well, what the heck? But here I didn't know about any of this that was going on. I was completely oblivious. But one day I opened up my portfolio app on my phone, and then all of a sudden this move was happening. And I'm just like, what the heck is going on? First off, I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say, I don't think Richard Hart is the Godwill. I think they're two different people. At this point, Richard was, okay, the guy that put this in was an Ethereum Genesis whale. That means that he bought Ethereum like in the very, very beginning of Ethereum. But Richard Hart was a Bitcoin maxi around that time, and he talked trash about Ethereum for years. He thought it was like a scam Ponzi. So it doesn't make sense that Richard Hart is publicly out there for basically all of 2018 and 2017 saying Bitcoin's the king store of value. Ethereum is a trash scam coin. Meanwhile, the Godwill, the guy that injected 10,000 Ethereum into that buy order, he had Ethereum coins from the very, very, very beginning of Ethereum. So it just doesn't add up. So basically, from the point that the Godwill entered, price went up 733%. That's a big move. They did that in 25 days. It was basically I think it was like a 10x from here to here. Yeah, it was a 10x in 27 days. And I think that was like a pretty monumental time in Hex's history. And, that was coming off of a 95% drop back in the beginning, because I think the Hex price started up here and then it crashed 98%. The price was down 95%. It was down 96.5. And so you're basically set up now to repeat everything that happened before all over again. It's like a complete reset on the chart. And so I think it should be encouraging for people that are coming in as a first-time buyer that they can get a piece of the action for like a nickel and ride this thing up for a possible another 10,000x over the next 5 to 10 years.
I always make this calculation, guys. This is just random numbers to make it understandable for you guys how much of a drop that is. 96%. Access Live just said he basically reset it, or what happened resetted the whole situation. If you know about Hex today, it is for you the same opportunity like it is for Access or for me. So I make always this example, and please calculate with me if this is true. I once had 10 pieces, and now I only have 0.4 pieces. This much I had on the all-time high, this little bit I have today. So you can easily get in today where I also don't only have this much, because everybody is down 96%. That's a lot of percent, guys. I think this is an amazing opportunity to get into Hex, into the best performing asset. What do you think?
So all I'm going to say is that you're basically reset back at the beginning again, as far in terms of what the price can do, because the amount of money that's sitting in the pools is basically the same as it was before we had this run up back here. So you've came down to 96%, same as the very beginning. You've seen the price performance from the all-time low to the high. So you're down about relatively the same amount of percent, right? You got Pulse Chain coming, which is a pumpamental, right? That's really good for price that we're going to get a cheaper gas system to build Hex off of. You can get a CAPI. So that's like stock split in the stock market, where usually what happens is some company announces a stock split and then the price runs up going into the stock split. And this is like the beginning stages of, with this rumored V3 testnet on Pulse Chain, that people can get access to something that's going to run up here now in the short term as the hype train starts to build. And that's not even saying, I haven't even said anything about the documentary that gets picked up by Netflix, and thousands of more eyes get on this product. I mean, it's pretty insane that the upside potential. A lot of the big haters or doubters of Hex say that the short-term stakers keep the price suppressed. Couldn't be further than the truth. People that kept the price chart suppressed here for the last 500 days, they're out. They capitulated all the way along this downside. They're gone and they're out of the system now. All the people that's left is the people that sell interest, which isn't enough to keep the price down. I've ran the numbers. You're getting anywhere from $8 million to $20 million roughly of inflation per month right now. That's inflation. That's interest that's being printed. That could be sold. Not all of that $8 to $20 million is being sold. But in the last last 2 weeks, we've done like $95 million of volume. That 8 to 20 million, even if all of it was sold, would get totally absorbed by the market. The market can absorb that inflation plus push the price higher based on current supply and demand.
So this is an amazing information that HEX Alive just gave you. We all know HEX inflates by 3.69% a year. Every day, this HEX is being given out to the staker class. And if they would sell as much as they are getting, it doesn't matter because they are not able to keep up with all the buyers, the people that see that the price is going up, and now they are also in the FOMO game. They are seeing the whales games being played, and HEX Alive was talking about exactly that, how the God whale pumped HEX in the past already over like a bazillion amount of money he put in, and we will talk about the God whale in a second furthermore. But then he also said that the price went down from the all-time high to the low 96%, and that's basically resetted the price from what it can do. It already did 10,000x in the past, and HEX Alive basically made the statement, HEX can do 10,000x from this point on again because the price went down so much. We have seen similar things going on in Bitcoin, Ethereum in the past, and now we are up for a really good bull run in the next cycle, especially because we have benevolent players like the God whale going in our ecosystem and doing amazing things. In the past, he provided liquidity. He provided liquidity in different ranges. Liquidity is something that I'm also really bullish about. That is the next topic that we will talk about. But first, let me bring up another content creator, an amazing guy, and he also posted about the God whale. And let's see what he is saying. Your friend saw me. It's not the last time that you will see him on the stream today because, man, he does such an amazing job explaining HEX, explaining cycles, just giving his thoughts, and he is so funny that I thought I have to show it to you guys as well. We will later watch a little part of his videos. They are like 20 minutes long, really, really cool. But in this case here, he posted about the God whale to just show what kind of player this is. HEX God whale has 130,000 Ethereum sitting there and chilling. He made a tweet telling us that he thinks HEX will become more worth than Bitcoin one day. He has heaps of HEX sacrificed for Bullshit and PostX, now is waiting with the rest of us. So God whale, just like all of us, is waiting for Bullshit. But here is the statement that he made November 17, 2021. That was in a time where everything was really, really good from the price, as I think. But he is saying most of the HEX is in diamond hands, and the rest of it will slowly but surely be burned away from staking. So in time, I truly can see HEX becoming more scarce than Bitcoin itself. That's why I believe one HEX can become worth more than one Bitcoin. Just my humble opinion. Beautiful statement. The real God whale, we are all cheering on for you, because you guys will see with the next points that I am presenting that the God whale is a really big player, such a big player in our ecosystem that he might be even having a hard time selling, a hard time getting value out of HEX, getting a hard time using the liquidity in existence. And here's the third part that I want to introduce today. The third reason why I am excited about HEX and getting bullish more than ever is exactly the liquidity. And we will jump into this topic next. But let's first see what is going on here in the next picture. We can see that, look, the God whale also owns some Texan token. And I see in the chat somewhere that somebody is asking about PLSD. And he's saying, why would God whale buy PLSD? Well, I think because it is a super scarce meme coin. And then it was already programmed to be a super scarce meme coin. And then 50% or more got burned by the people. The people who holded the coins, they just burned it in order to get ASICs, in order to mine pools Bitcoin. I think this is a really cool statement by a whole community. A social consensus was formed to burn all those pools Bitcoin, Dogecoin, and he probably thought it was a good project. So this is my 2 cents to it. But the Godwell, definitely the number 2 reason why I am excited on Hex more than ever, because we have such a great player. And with what Sami is saying here, that the Godwell has so much ETH sitting around, does he tell us a dollar value? Well, 130,000 ETH times what is Ethereum worth right now, like $1,200. That is a lot of money. And he could, and this is the statement that Sami is making, he could bring Hex to the moon by just 1 click. Obviously, he would eat a lot of slippage and so on, but also the other way around, the thought experiment goes as well, right? He would have a hard time, because I think by now he has accumulated more than $1 billion worth of Hex. And the liquidity, third reason why I'm excited for Hex is not the biggest. It's not like in Bitcoin where we have billions of dollars in liquidity. Here we see total volume locked. When we go to Uniswap, and this is basically all the liquidity that we have. And I think this we have to divide by ask and bid as well. So it's actually divided by 2. And this is basically the amount of value that you can extract from Hex when you are a big player like the Godwell. And what we can do is we can look at the volume. First of all, I don't find that too interesting. We can look at the total volume locked, and you guys see that just a couple of weeks ago it was way higher, and now it is getting it was taken out basically in the last 2 weeks. Why does this happen? You can watch the full episode with Access Alive. Let's bring me here to the screen again. With Access Alive, the full video there, he is talking about his course, accessalive.com, and his blog, where he shows exactly what the whales were doing with the liquidity in Hex. I don't want to spoil it, but it's amazing. It means Hex can go to the moon more easily than it was able to do before. You guys definitely should check out this episode. I think it is really cool. And this is probably one of the reasons why I got so bullish this week, because I had my talk with Access Alive, and he really put on my FOMO pants. But let's look into the liquidity pool for Hex and USDC, for example. We see the fees that are generated. That's pretty nice to see. But I want to show you this graph here. We can make that a little bit bigger so you can see. And now I have problems scrolling. Okay. No, it doesn't do it. But anyways, we are here at this price point. Here is the price right now of Hex, 0.54 cent. And all that is here on the left, this is Hex for sell. And you see already there is not that much Hex for sell. There is more on the buy side here on the right side. So if the price would go down, it would just go down into those buys. It means that basically this was the bottom. This is basically what Access Alive said. It is hard for the people to put the price down of Hex. It will maybe never reach this area again, because that even if all the inflation that Hex produces gets sold, the buyers are there to catch it up. And this is why we had this price here, and we tested this resistance, and right now it's really excited. Are we going through the resistance, or are we rejecting again? But what Access Alive was saying, and many more in the Hex community, Sami is another one, are saying this was the bottom. Really exciting. And this rising price, remember, price was number 1 reason why I am getting excited for Hex again. So we have price so far, we have the Godwell being on our side, we have the liquidity that is spread out really thin here in the upper range, and it's getting even more thin up here. So everything is just cooking. The situation is that we have the people on our side, and this is now the next part why I am excited for Hex. I said it already, the fourth reason is the community. And now let's look into your friend Sami. If you guys don't follow him, you should definitely do that. It is so funny to watch his videos. I just recently found him, and he has so many videos, and he's so funny that I want to watch all of them, even the old ones. I'm excited to see what he was talking about a couple of months ago. And guys, now I see how many videos they have, and here only 125 views. This is not enough. This guy should have hundreds of thousands of views for every single video. First, it's unbelievable alpha. You can see that this guy is in crypto for years and years and years, and he does nothing else but being on a computer and probably study crypto, look into markets. He probably does TA as well. I bet you he looks into charts all day and asks himself, what does this mean? What does this mean? What is this indicator? But, you know, I tend to believe that I found out that these people are really, really smart. And he said something really interesting, that he knows in order to be successful, you're not gonna, you know, just work 6 hours, do whatever you do 6 hours, and then head home and do your hobbies. And no, you are on the computer 24/7, 16-hour days, go to bed, stand up, 16-hour days, go to bed, stand up, 16. At least this is what we are doing with Yori, because we have understood exactly what your friend Somi has understood as well. If you want to be successful, then you have to grind. If you want to take the opportunity of a lifetime with Hex, for example, there is no way around it. It would be a crime to right now not talk about Hex, to not talk about Pulse Chain. This would truly be a crime. So let me bring up Somi here. We just play a couple of minutes because he is so funny. I don't want to spoiler it. You guys should definitely watch it here. He is also talking about the whale and the idea that the whale would have a hard time exiting Hex. I already knew that. I'm talking about that with my buddies all the time, right? We know people that need to make sure they're selling in the correct way in order to not eat too much slippage. And for us, it was just normal that the whale has these problems. He can basically not do it. But this is all that Somi will explain. Let's look at it for a second. And I will also look into the chat. So guys, write everything that you have questions for, write it in the chat. And if you watch this video later, there's also a comment section in the videos here, and I will check them out. Let's play this video here.
Going to talk about exit liquidity for whales, and it's not what you think. So
I don't know
normally
if you have heard that. That's why I have to go back here for a second. He is so funny how he starts the videos. Look at this.
Baby doll, look at you. Welcome back. So we're going to talk about exit liquidity for whales, and it's not what you think. So normally that would sound predatorial in terms of, you know, we're used to retailers get sucked into a narrative and then everybody buys the top, and then we call it exit liquidity because whales need a reason for everyone to keep FOMO buying so they can just hit out on their offers and they can get filled, right? And it's true. It's actually true. But even without whales, this happens with markets anyway. Like, you've seen it in crypto, man. You see people buying absolute garbage memes. I don't want to call them garbage because they're fun. But yeah, man, that's just everybody. It's a casino. People are putting money. We're all speculating. It happens with stocks, right? The CEOs do exit liquidity stuff. They all do it, man. This is the whole game. The whole game is this. But today's focus is going to be more on the God whale of Hex. So what are we talking about when we talk about how much can someone really exit a market? You know, how much can you really click out? If you look here on the right-hand side, friends, we're going to zoom in. You can see the bids. Oh, we've got a big zoom in right here. See the bid here? The bid is 13 million. So if you were to go click market, what this actually means is, let's get our cute little pen. All right. So there's a pool, right? So on the way, this is the offers. This is the bids. I'm going to make it nice and juicy for you so we can see. Okay. So there's 13 million, right? 13 million USDC, right? We'll just write that down. That is going down on a ladder. The price is going down. Okay. Because remember, if you sell, you have to extract value downwards. You've got to swap out into USDC. But what about the upside, right? The upside is that it's like the supermarket shelf, okay? This is the Hex for sale. I don't know how much is for sale. Let's just say it's something like, you know, like, let's say it's, I've got to zoom in. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's say it's something like 50 million. Yeah, let's say it's something like 50 million Hex. So we're just going to write 50 million. This is Hex, okay? Hex. All right. And this is the supermarket shelf that we talk about. So if someone wants to come in and buy, so we're going to come in with the yellow yellow ticker here. So if someone wants to come in and buy, they have to move it up. And what do you actually do, right? You place money into a pool and you grab what's on the shelf. All right. So you're going to grab the hex off the shelf. You know, that's why we always say there's only 50 million for sale at any time. So that's why if you leave the market thin for as long as you can for the lifetime of an asset, whenever people want to come and FOMO, they have to like pay enormous slippage because nobody wants to sell it, right? That's why a store of value is the ultimate asset. That's why Satoshi, he made Bitcoin and the market chose, everybody chose, hey, let's make a store of value. You know why? This is why. It's because store of value means the meme in your head is not to sell this. Don't put this on the supermarket shelf. Don't put this on the offer. Don't put it on exchanges. Don't even put it on Uniswap. Don't leave it there. Don't put it in like Matcha. Don't leave it there. Keep it safe in your wallet and take it off the shelf. That's literally the most bullish thing you could ever do. That's why store of value is more bullish than utility, because utility, you know, like Ethereum and gas, you always have it lurking around because you always need to spend it, right? You always need to use it. Just like, say, oil, you always got to spend it. You don't really respect it because you're always in the habit of getting rid of it, right? So we have to go deeper with this. That's why store of value is actually the king. Now, we're all coming late to crypto, right? We weren't in the first 5 years. That's when store of value was first like birthed on the blockchain, right? We're like, oh my God, we could store value here because you can't copy it, right? But we have to realize that we're late. We're late to this. That's why obviously the most money to be made was Bitcoin at the start. Now, we are not late per se. We are just way later in the game, okay? So that's why we're all taking the punt here that Hex's store of value, right, and the meme that it carries is going to continue attracting a wider audience. That's what we're here for. So that's what's on the shelf, right, to buy Hex. But, you know, the topic of today's video is what about if you wanted to go down? What if you wanted to sell, right? How much is available at the cash register for you to steal? It's 13 million USDC. You can see it right here, right? This is the ask. This is the bid. Sorry. Yes, that's the bids. The bids 13 million. So, and this is on the DEX. That's why Uniswap is beautiful because these bids aren't fake. Now you can put fake spoofs with Uniswap V3, but on average, these are sitting there. You can go and just click in. You can take out 13 million, you know, roughly from there, okay? And you will go see on other websites, they can show you the liquidity for, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything else, and they're much thicker. You're like, oh my God, I can sell 300 million of Bitcoin down. That's its bid side, right? And I'm going to show you that now. And I'm showing it here now to you, right? This is Live Coin Watch. You see the bids here, 400 million, and it's only minus 2%. So you're going to see this and go, Hex is so thin. It is thin, but chill out. Most of these bids on Bitcoin, they're fake. Okay, they're actually fake. So you would think, oh my God, if there's 400 million for 2% down, there could be like 50 billion on the way down. No, doesn't work like that. All of these bids and asks, see these bids and asks, right? That's going down and going up. All of those bids and asks, let's do it nice, right? So you got the asks up and you have the bids down, right? All of these bids, and there's the ask, so S for sell. So what happens is, as someone comes into the spot market and starts selling, these people, they're all market makers. This is all of us scalping around and stuff. But if someone starts selling enough, everybody gets out straight away, right? No one's going to sit here as a market maker and absorb your like 10,000 Bitcoin if you then have another 10,000 to keep selling and then another 10,000 and another 10,000. That's why when Bitcoin falls down, right, it falls down like a waterfall, right? You got a little waterfall here. But that's why when we go down, we go like, oh no. And then we go like, no. That's why it falls down like a waterfall. It's because that guy, he sells a bit, and he goes a little bit. And then the market maker, he realizes, oh crap, look how much inventory we've built up, right? Because their inventory is when you're selling, they are taking it off you, right? On these centralized exchanges. And they keep selling down and selling down and selling down. And then the market makers get rid of it here. The market makers are like, oh crap, we've got to take our loss before we lose everything, all right? So Hex is thin. So what can we do, man? Well, the topic, all right, of today is going to revolve around, you know, what happens if you sell My point is that every asset is thin. When you need it to be the thickest, it's gonna be thin. When it starts deviating away from today's price fast, you want the bids to stay there. They don't stay there, man. All those fake perpetual scum, they all pull.
Let's turn on. So basically, Somi is saying the liquidity is so thin in Hex, the God whale would have a hard time selling Hex to a point where it actually makes sense for him, because he has so much money, Ethereum and Hex anyways. By selling it, he would just hurt himself. He would hurt the price, and therefore his bags that are so gigantic in Hex that he has a hard time getting out of it. And that's why he is using Hex more of a tool to support the ecosystem, to make it bigger for the next bull run. And then, when Hex did the other 10,000x, then he has the glory. He is basically just like Richard Hart. He wants to have this as his baby, and his recent actions have actually shown that, right? He made a stake, he let it bleed out, Gerardo accounted it, so it's not bleeding out anymore. And then right away, the next day, he minted his coins, and so far they are just sitting there. But what Somi is saying, that this liquidity is not enough for the God whale to exit, and this is why I am pretty certain that he is nurturing Hex, that he is helping Hex, that he will pump Hex in the future as much as possible. And here, this was the number 4 reason why I'm bullish on Hex. So let's bring them up again. Number 1 reason why I'm bullish on Hex was the price. The price is going up. People are FOMOing in right now, and I'm thinking we will break the resistance. Number 2 was whales. We have the whales games going on, especially the God whale. Really interesting what he is doing. The liquidity is spread out thin. My 3rd reason, and with Somi here in the YouTube, like, I just found this guy. He has his YouTube for a long time, but I just found him. And to see, we have the great guys like him that talk so funny about a really complicated topic. I think his YouTube channel will blow up in the future. And this is number 4 reason. The community in Hex is just unbelievable. Look at HWIT, what she posted, for example, a video here of Alex, the founder of Hedron and Icosa. He is building a pulse chain data center, and it's looking really good so far. It's so interesting to be on the forefront of crypto innovation and to see the Hex community building all of that. It is just beautiful. That's why the community, reason number 4, why I'm getting more and more bullish about Hex. And now we can go into the community a little bit more, which is saying here, look at this. Ivan on Tech is talking about Hex, and he did not do that in the past. So why is that? Because the price is going up. The number 1 reason why I'm excited is also the reason for Ivan on Tech. He saw that Hex is pumping, then he started talking about it. He admitted that he is a pulse chain sacrificer, and that's why I put Ivan on Tech here into this section, into the section of community. The 4th reason why I'm excited for Hex again, because people like Ivan on Tech are talking about our coins, about the things that we love. So let's look at exactly that video. What is Ivan saying here exactly? I will share that with you. Really, really interesting. It's a 3-minute video. We will probably cut it off short. I don't want to show the whole thing, but it's still interesting to see what he's saying.
The people on Twitter now. Yeah, so this is very interesting. We were just discussing yesterday on Twitter that the Hex engagement. Have you ever seen any other community to have better engagement than Hex? Let the people on Twitter know. Yeah, so this is very interesting. We were just discussing yesterday on Twitter that the Hex engagement is crazy. It's crazy. The Hex engagement, the Pulse engagement, it is probably the most active community on Twitter that can be mobilized in a millisecond. And speaking about Pulse and Hex, we are looking forward to the testnet. So this is from a few days ago, from February the 3rd, where Richard tweeted, Go Pulse, Prism Pulse, Lighthouse Pulse, and Aragon Pulse are code complete. So this is quite interesting. Basically, he's doing all of the different clients. which is interesting because it takes a lot of effort to just do one client, but it's going to be many clients. So whenever we do an interview with Richard, we're going to discuss this, because just doing one is a lot of work, and doing three can be in a way seen a bit redundant because you just want to go live and test it. But I mean, it's good with client diversity. That's always good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that interview whenever we're going to have it. This Aragon Pulse sync is 20 hours. Yeah, so all in all, seems to be bullish. And I'm looking forward to seeing my locked pulse in the new testnet, because that's what I saw in the last testnet. I could see my pulse. I could not move them, but I can see they're staked in the testnet. So from a community engagement perspective, this is very strong. And also they have the block explorer, very good. And basically, so what we will do when Pulse launches is that we're going to integrate it into Moralis Mania, so that when you come here and you look at, for example, Vitalik's address, right now we show you assets.
How interesting is that? Ivan on Tech is already saying that when Pullchain launches, Richard Hart will be on the show. Ivan on Tech is one of the biggest YouTubers in the crypto space. People believe in what he is saying. Ivan on Tech sacrificed for Pullchain, and I believe that anybody who sacrificed for Pullchain wants it to perform really, really well. And here's something beautiful, something very, very beautiful. In what cycle is Bitcoin? It's fourth cycle, coming up with the fifth. What about Ethereum? Third cycle, right? Really old as well, from 2014. Who wants to invest in something old like this? What about all the other coins? They're in the longer cycles as well, like 2 or something like this, right? How about Hex? Hex was in its first cycle. It did 10,000x. It went down 96% again. Access Alive said that this resetted the price. Look at the liquidity. Liquidity is right now as much as it was when we pumped 10,000x. That's also really interesting. This is something that you have to go to the interview with Access Alive. This is where he's talking about that. Guys, this is one of the reasons what made me so bullish. So it is price, whales, liquidity, community, and now already it is Pullchain and PulseX. This is why I have these links in the video description as well. So let's bring them up. And this is exactly what Ivan on Tech was talking about, right? Pullchain made him look into it again. He even sacrificed who knows how much dollars. Ivan on Tech and all the other influencers as well sacrificed for Pullchain. It's going to be really exciting. And now I want to show you hex.com. And why do I have Pullchain.com? The testnet is live. Now this is old data, and PulseX is just here to remind you guys. Eventually, I don't know when, but eventually it will come out. Pullchain will go live. We will have 2 other bags, major bags that we sacrificed for, that we waited for 2 years, that we talked about for 2 years. We brought all the eyes of the crypto space to Pullchain, and now everybody got this coin, will accumulate more, in my opinion, because they are hoping the price will go up. The average layer 1 solution did, I believe, 650x in the first 2 years. Pullchain, I believe, can do 14,000x. And like Access Alive was saying as well, like, I did not talk even about all the other amazing things that make me so bullish. So we have price, whales, liquidity, community, and the launch of Pullchain is something that will elevate the Hex price. I know that already. And then I said in the beginning of the stream, I also want to give you some extra points why I'm so bullish. And here I have 3 more points for you. It is 6. Richard Hart, the best founder in crypto, who called the Bitcoin top twice. And he also told us where the price is going with Bitcoin. He said 11K and pray. And I'm talking about this topic a lot. Will we see 11K and pray? I don't know, because Richard also said that like 1.5 years ago, right? When Bitcoin did the first top with $70,000. That's where he said, this is the top, guys, don't be fooled. And then we made this Judas candle and went up again. It went into another top. And since then, we have fallen into a recession. More money than ever seen in humankind have been printed, and all of those things play a role if we go down to 11K or not. And Richard is saying, well, we printed so much money, nobody could foresee that. That's maybe the reason why we're not going down that much. We went to, I believe, 15 or something like this. So it's not to say that just because Bitcoin is about to be doomed to go down to 11K, that HEX has to do the same. Yes, we have some kind of unbounded liquidity, but we also have seen that HEX often does whatever it wants to do. And now, 6 was Richard Hart. We have the best founder. 7 is something that Access Life was talking about as well, the Netflix documentary about Richard Hart, about the HEX community, about crypto in general, something that will bring a lot of eyes to the space in general. And then, guys, whenever there are eyes at the crypto space, then it's always about HEX, because there's nothing else going on. Do you want to buy Bitcoin? Do you want to buy Ethereum? No. So you're going to buy the new shiny object that there is rumors about. Everybody's talking about. I just been on somebody's called the Coin Bureau guy, right? The guy who teared up when Richard was just saying hi in his comments. I was in his chat, and these people have like 3,000 to 4,000 people watching. And I'm looking into the chat, and I see Hexicans already saying, bring up HEX, Richard Hart. Why are you not talking about HEX? Pull chain is coming. And I'm also in the chat writing something. Without you doing anything, Hexicans are always into the chats of other social media influencers, because the community is so great. Number 4th reason why I'm so bullish on HEX, the community just amazing. And then the number 8 reason is all the YouTubers. I showed you Ivan on Tech. There are so many more, like Carl the Moon, who like BitBoy Crypto. These are the biggest names in crypto, and they are starting to come around to like Pullchain. Why? Because they have sacrificed for it. So these were my 5 reasons why I'm bullish on HEX. And now let's go into the chat. I have marked a couple of questions from you guys that I thought were pretty interesting. 7 to be sure about it. And if you guys have more questions, then put them in the chat. I will then now start answering and giving my sense to all those questions. And here I often get questions like this. If you have to ask me about opinion, what to buy, what to sell, and what to do in crypto, then you have not understood the first principles of crypto about self-custody, how important self-custody is, because this always brings the responsibility back to you. ASIC or Zen? Hard to say. I have both. I minted Zen, yes, batch minted. Did I put too much in? Well, I think it doesn't have as good tokenomics as HEX or ASIC. So in this case, since you asked me, HEX, ASIC, Zen, if I would have to go with the coins that you are presenting here. Please tell me more about why time lock is good. Time lock is amazing. Imagine the Bitcoin people would have a time lock, where they would be incentivized to lock up your crypto and earn more crypto. A lot of people would be doing 2 things. They would be really, really rich. Most people that got rich on Bitcoin, they were rich already. They did not have to sell a 96% drop, a 80% drop, 75%. To hold through those drops is really, really hard, especially if you are a pleb, if you are in Bitcoin for the first time. You have never seen anything like this. And crypto in general just came out when Bitcoin started, right? So most people panic sold. They bought their drugs normally with Bitcoin. And then when they thought I can buy more drugs, then they got rid of their Bitcoin and sold it all. So basically the rich people that were rich already, they got rich on Bitcoin. Most of the people were not able to. That's why time locking and being incentivized to do so is such a great thing. And this is exactly what we have in HEX. It is beautiful. Good question. I told Somi about Godwell. Am I bad? No, you're not bad at all. That's actually no problem at all that you told Somi, because everybody in HEX knows about the Godwell. Actually, I had it on hex.vision. There you have all the statistics about HEX. It is a public thing, so you can just go there and see the Godwell's address. No problem at all. But what I want to show you here is we go to my Twitter and we go to the real Godwell, because he has a confirmed Twitter handle, and here you see the real Godwell is still my friend. Pretty cool. I don't know why I'm saying still. He is my friend since 3 years, and I love it. Okay, next question here. Hex has a perfect wallet garden. Past price performance is so important for future investment. Exactly. I mean, I did the same with Zen. I looked at the Zen chart. I said it's total trash. And then 100 days later, I changed my mind. I saw the beauty in it. I saw a lot of Hexicans talking about it. I looked a little bit into it, and I realized Hex and Zen are a lot alike, but have a different distribution system. And I like the Hex distribution system a little better. And that's probably why the chart looks like this. And now Jack Levin has to work really hard, invent other smart contracts, make a lot of hype, bring the eyes to Zen, and only then this social experiment will be successful. So there's a lot of work to be done for the Zenicans. Last question here. If you guys have more questions, then now is your time. We are at the end of our stream, and probably we will not do too long anymore. Also, if it hits $1, that's 14,000 new paper millionaires. If that happens, can you imagine all the marketing law? My God, the price would explode. Exactly. This is the fourth reason why I'm so excited and more bullish than ever for Hex. It is because of the community, and they know they have to do the marketing themselves. If we Hexicans don't do it, who is doing it for us? Because we have no exchanges. We are not listed correctly on CoinMarketCap, for example, right? Let's go there really quick. We make the example again. I don't like to go to CoinMarketCap at all, but sometimes I'm forced to do so to make my point. CoinMarketCap, biggest ranking site in crypto, bought by Binance. That's a conflict of interest already, but I want to show you the corruption of this site. We see here the market cap, $8 billion, Polkadot, Solana, Litecoin, Shiba Inu, we have here in the 7 to 8 billion range, and Hex nowhere to be found. But if we go here to the site and we search for Hex, and this is maybe something that really you guys should do, because then Hex gets more eyeballs on the site. We have seen that often in the past, that then Hex was actually trending here, because CoinMarketCap, you know, there are smart people working there, and they are code actually works and does exactly what it's supposed to do. So sometimes when they update their site, Hex is correctly listed, and now we can look what is the correct market cap after their metrics, right? CoinMarketCap itself says that the market cap is $9.5 billion. And now if we go back to the site here with their metric, we don't see any Hex at 9.5. And again, sometimes they update their site, then Hex shows up correctly, and they have to, because their code works correctly, and then they have to manually go in, take Hex and put it on the third page. It's disgusting what they are doing, and they are just proving that they are just showing you coins that they have loaded up on already, like recently added trending coins. They are making up those metrics, so you are interested, so you are buying, so they can dump on your heads. It's absolutely disgusting. And why is Hex not listed there? Hex does exactly the opposite of what Binance wants to do. Binance wants you to trade, buy and sell, get liquidated on their exchange, hold your crypto on their exchange. And these are all the things that Hex encounters. Hex is basically an opposite product of Binance, and they will probably never list it. And that's why it is so important. Everybody in crypto since 3 years is saying Hex is a scam. We have no exchanges. We have nobody talking about it. And Hex at 10,000x, and now the market sentiment is slowly changing. Influencers are talking about Hex. The Hex community is growing faster than any other community. It's just bonkers what is going on YouTube. And I mean, here, 28 people watching my boring stream is basically the proof of that. If I would be an XRP guy, do you think anybody would be watching? No. 0 people would be watching. I would be all by myself. It would be really, really sad. But I'm a Hexican, and I'm hyped up with the 5 reasons that I talked about why I am bullish on Hex. When you just came in here, please rewind the stream, go from it, because I went through all the important points that I talked about with Dipcatcher, with Exit Alive. I saw videos of Somi. He made me laugh so much the whole week when I saw his videos. Amazing, amazing guy. You guys should definitely check him out. So I'm now going through my last questions here that you guys have asked me, and then we will end the stream. So if you have more questions, now's your time. I will go through them right now. Roots is saying FOMO pants are on. Yes, 100%. Me as well. Pre-viral, yes. is Ivan Maxi. I don't think he's a Bitcoin Maxi, and very, very soon he will be a pull chain Maxi. So he builds his own stuff, and that's why he's into a lot of other things as well. Like Crypto Conversion is saying, Ivan is probably in many, many cryptos, and pull chain is one of them now as well. Sacrifice and pull chain 2 years ago. It's like you invested in the best bakery in town, and then before the opening party, you are aware that you have invested in the biggest supermarket and having shares. Exactly. This is 100% how it is. I have the same feeling about that as well. We have invested in something amazing, in the innovation that is about to come tomorrow, that will change crypto probably forever. Because, guys, you have to remember, Richard Hart is the best person in crypto. He has done similar things in the past with HEX. First, he brought out HEX, the better store of value, the better Bitcoin. It's a better Ethereum even, because it's more safe. You can actually print money with your money. It is actually programmable money. So this was the innovation in itself. Then he saw that Uniswap is so beautiful. Nobody was using Uniswap. Richard Hart put all the liquidity on Uniswap, made Uniswap popular. The second big innovation that he brought to crypto. Just unbelievable how everything fell into place. And now he's doing it again with pull chain. So the innovation, this is my point, listen to it really careful. The innovation is basically in front of our eyes. And this is exactly the situation that we want to have. We want to now have the knowledge about the innovation, but we don't want the innovation to be out yet, because we're still building up, building engagement, building eyes. We maybe still have to accumulate our HEX to have the nice run up for pull chain to get prepared. This is exactly the situation that we want to be in. Whales playing their games, liquidity really thin, all of those things are just lining up perfectly for us for the next 10,000 HEX X that we can encounter in HEX. And all of those things make me really excited. I still even haven't mentioned the Netflix documentary, another thing why HEX will go to the 10,000 X again, because at the end, it's all about adoption. It's all about the network effect. And this is exactly what we are having in HEX. I miss being able to order stuff with Bitcoin. Lol. Yeah, exactly. Like nobody does it anymore, right? If you guys go to my YouTube channel or KSB TV, I believe it is, you find a testimonial of coffee, of crypto coffee. And here's such a funny story to tell about crypto adoption, about Bitcoin adoption. First it came out and it was supposed to be digital cash. You can buy stuff like Stefan is saying, you were able to buy stuff with your Bitcoin, but nobody is using it anymore. It takes too long. It cannot find any adoption because it is slow. And nobody wants to spend it because it's just going up in price. It is more of a store of value. So the narrative has changed. Right now, what makes me so excited for HEX is that I can see how the sentiment is changing, the market sentiment. All of crypto is like putting their eyes on HEX, and we will have a beautiful next run up in the next bull market. What are Zentoshis? I have no idea. Great stream, Abel. Thank you. The only Juanito. Thank you so much for being here. If you find value from my stream today, please like and subscribe. And if you're watching the video afterwards, also put a comment into the comment section, and I will go through that then as well. Tell me more about upcoming interview with Jack. Yeah, we have an interview coming up with Jack that's going to be really exciting. He has a next chain going on, and this is one of the reasons why I said Jack has to work really, really hard. Where Richard Hart is not making any expectation. He barely tweets out. Jack is tweeting a lot. He's building a lot. Several projects come out every day. Millions of wallets are minted, NFTs, and so on and so on. Xen being burned more than ever. All of those things are supposed to be good for the price. And we will have him on. Oh man, you guys have to go to KSB TV and find that out yourself right now. I don't know. But we will have Jack on really, really soon. It's going to be interesting. Man, I love to have Jack on our side as Hexican, as Pulse Chain. Sacrifice, I don't know. But he will always be on our side, pump our bags. I think that's great. Would you mint Zen with the maximum of minting time? That's exactly what I did. I went to Crypto Compassion. I watched a video on how to batch mint. I waited on the weekend when America is sleeping, and then I got like 14.5 Gwei mint with the maximum amount of mints. And the maximum amount of days, 446. That's exactly what it did. I think that's what the most Hexicans are doing. They mint, and then they are praying and waiting and hoping that the price goes up one time in the future. And the fees are, you see, that's the thing. They're waiting there for the fees to be high because then they profit, because then less people are minting. But they're also hoping to not pay as much when they're ending their mints, right? Interesting experiment that is going on for sure. Things will get crazy next bull run, 100%. And if you haven't watched the whole video, then I want to make my point again, why it will get crazy for Hex especially, and not so much for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is in its 4th cycle. If you're new to crypto, what are you going to buy? You're going to buy a cryptocurrency that's already old 4 cycles and that will not do as many pumps anymore. Bitcoin will go up to $1 million in the next 100 years, but we want our gains now. That's why we are in Hex, right? Will you buy into Ethereum? Hex is a better Ethereum. It's actually programmable money. So I think all the eyes will be on the new shiny object, which is Pulse Chain, because Richard Hart has proven that his projects can do 10,000x. And this is exactly what everybody is excited about. To make X's, they don't care about the technology too much. So yes, the next bull run is going to be crazy, but not for everybody. The Bitcoin people will maybe do a 2x, but the Hexicans, I think they will be going to the moon. Yes, please answer my question. I hope I did answer your question about Jack, right? He will be on KSP TV, really exciting founder, really exciting to talk about all of the thing. He's really smart. Good evening, Abed. Good to see you, brother. I'm bullish too. Thanks. Nice to see you. Definitely leave a like and subscribe. And if you just came in, watch the whole video from the beginning. Go through it, maybe 1.5x or something like this. So you get all the bullishness from me as well. I love you. Thank you so much for being here in the chat. What's shaking, family? Good to catch you alive, Abed. I feel a momentum shift of new people looking into Hex. Matty, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Fun fact about Matty Crypto, he was the very first supporter of me, of Abed Hex. Back in the day with Hex, I was doing little GIFs, little memes and so on. I showed you in the beginning where you can download them. And Matty Crypto was the first one who approached me and said, man, please make me a logo, help me with my designs. Here's a little bit of Hex. It was like some stupid amount of Hex, like 50,000 Hex, 100,000 Hex. In the early beginnings, Hex was not worth anything. And we were just throwing Hex at each other, like left and right. It was so funny. You would basically just say hello into the Telegram chat, ask a nice question about Hex, and you would be donated Hex in the Telegram chat. It was amazing times in the early beginnings. Matty was one of my first supporters. He's saying that he feels a momentum shift in the Hex community, in the crypto space. All the eyes will be on Hex, and I totally agree with you here. Finally got the Zen out of his system. Welcome home, buddy. Will he be long 33? I do not know exactly what you are saying here, because I just said a couple of weeks ago I was minting Zen, and I also will have the Zen founder on our YouTube channel, Jack Levin. In a couple of days, he will be live with us, and we will ask him all the questions, because I think it's really interesting what he is doing. Really interesting what he's doing. I'm bullish because no coin has a community like Hex. It's like Apple in the past. A big tribe is making the brand stronger than anything else. The secret of a brand, 100%. Hardy Hexalorian. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe I'm right when I'm saying that he is the one creating KSP TV logo. I hope I'm right. Please give me a biceps up, Hardy, if you are the Hardy that I'm communicating on. You guys can go down, and there, anyways, I have the link of Hardy Consulting. Check it out. He made our logo, helps us to build a brand around KSP TV and make everything look more professional. I answered all the questions. That's amazing. No more questions going on for me. We are 1 hour and 15 minutes into the stream. Guys, thank you so much for being here. It is a wild ride, especially for me. 3 years in crypto, and now I'm getting to see the next run up in Hex. I cannot imagine what my portfolio will do in the future, especially when we have Pulse and Pulse X coming out. 2 more bags to celebrate, to talk about, and this is all what we are doing. So thank you guys for your support, for being here in the chat. Please like and subscribe and watch all the other videos that I have published here for you on abet_hex. And I'm playing the outro now, and then I'm signing off. See you guys.
If you could live forever, would you?
Yes.
Okay, we're
Don't
done
even
on the
have to
interview.
finish the sentence.
Yes. No. Okay. Sure. That's an attractive idea, but the way I look at it is the knowledge that I'm going to die that creates the focus that I bring to being alive. The urgency of accomplishment. The need to express love now, not later. If we live forever, why ever even get out of bed in the morning? Because you always have tomorrow. That's not the kind of life I want to lead.
But why don't you fear not being around?
I fear living a life where I could have accomplished something and didn't. That's what I fear. I don't fear death.
You don't fear the unknown.
I love the unknown. I love the. You know what I want on my tombstone? My sister has this in her notes, just in case I can't tell anyone after I die. On my tombstone, a quote from Horace Mann, great educator. Be ashamed to die until you have scored some victory for humanity.